I bought 7 car gadgets to see which ones are worth it. I'm gonna be rating each of them on a scale from gotta have it to mid to trash it, so that you know which ones you actually need. Let's dive right into the first one. Starting off simple with the first one is this lip balm holder for your car. I think it just attaches or sticks on and then can hold your lip balm. Let's get into the car and try it out. So here's what the gadget actually looks like just right out of the packaging. Has the hole in there for the lip balm, and then on the side right here is our sticky tape so we can stick it onto anywhere. I'm just gonna peel that tape off. These things are always so difficult to get the little tape pieces off. There we go, and let's stick this onto the car. I'm gonna put it on my glove box right here. I think it should be fine there even with the glove box open, so just stick it to the side right there. And it does feel pretty sturdy onto there. I'm hitting it on the side and definitely not falling off. And then I've got a little thing of Aquaphor right here. It should fit pretty much any chapstick from the size of it and what it looks like, and it just kind of slides in just like that. So you definitely could store your lip balm just in your glove box, in the little containers in the middle, anywhere you want in the little side containers, but I feel like they get kind of lost in those spots because it's so small. For that reason, I'm gonna say this one's a gotta have it. Next up is another little storage gadget for the car. Rather than holding that chapstick though, it's gonna hold all of your coins that we know are loose inside of your car. So here is that gadget right out of its packaging. I see a little screen thing on the top right here, but I have no idea what it does. But when you open this up, there's 4 containers to put your coins into. To me, it doesn't look like they're the right size for standard US coins, but let's give it a shot. So most people keep coins something like this in their cup holders, their glove boxes, their compartments, somewhere around there. Let's grab them all instead though and see if we can put them inside of the coin holder. I'm gonna open it up, and I've got 2 of each of the coins just to test out what it's like. So let's start with our large ones, the quarters, which looks like they would go on this side to me. You kind of just push them down into there and they do store in there pretty nicely. And then if you want to grab a quarter, easy to just grab and slide one out, and super easy to put them back in afterwards. So definitely I'm liking that aspect of it. Next up, the nickels. Let's get those into there. And again, they do slide in pretty nicely. I will say the compartment looks a little too big for the nickels. Like they move around a little bit side to side compared to the quarters. Well, I guess those move a little bit too, but you can see there's kind of like a gap with the nickels, but they do fit in there. They do hold nicely and easy to pull out too. Next up are pennies. And again, I think this one actually might be the right size for the pennies. That kind of looks perfectly sized for those, and again, holds in there pretty nicely. Although the pennies feel a little loose in that one, so maybe it's meant for dimes actually. Let's switch it over and put the dimes in our small one right here. I guess that would make sense since the dime is the smallest. And there we go. I'd say that holds in there a little better. And then our pennies. Just into this one. This is definitely too large for the pennies right here. It's almost like they put 2 for nickels or quarters for some reason. But anyways, I do have 2 of each coin in here, and I can shake it up and down and they're not coming out. Closes nice and small like that. Super easy to pull out any of the coins, and then you can just store this in your cup holder, in a little compartment, anything like that. So overall, I do think this is a pretty good storage solution for your coins. However, it is a little bit bulky. You can see it's about the length of my hand right here, which means you do have to find a good place to put this. It doesn't actually store that well inside of my cup holders where the coins actually were, so I'm gonna have to shove this somewhere in deep. For that reason, I'm gonna say this is mid. Product number 3 is going to be this car trash bin that apparently fits in cup holders in your little side door compartment. Let's check this one out. So here's this one right out of its packaging. You see it does come in a 2-pack, which is nice. You can have a little trash can on both sides for you and your passengers. And then in the inside, it actually comes with little trash bags for them too. So it's nice to have these little rolls of trash bags that you can put into there, take out, replace, that sort of thing. And then the other thing is they have those lids on them that are actually really simple to use. You just push down on the top to put any sort of trash into that. It takes very little force and makes it really easy to throw the trash into there, and then keeps it tight after. So here we are with it in the car. You can simply put it in your cup holders if you want it to be right there. For me, it wobbles around a little bit in this cup holder, but it's not gonna fall over or anything. It just doesn't feel the most sturdy in there. However, you can also put it in the side of your door. So mine can squeeze right into here. I do have a cup holder there, and this actually feels nice and tight and sturdy for me right there. And then if you have just a little bit of trash, you want to throw it in your trash can rather than leaving it in small places around the car, push it down into there, now you're all set. This is definitely the smallest, sleekest, and from what I've seen, best solution to have a trash can in your car rather than those large ones. I love that it fits in my side door where I'm pretty much not putting anything anyways. For me, this is a gotta have it. Product number 4 is on theme with our trash, and it's gonna be this dust cleaning gel. It's apparently this like slime sort of thing that you stick onto like your vent and into your cup holders and other places, and it picks up all the dust and little crumbs and things like that. Let's get it opened up. So here we are opened up. You can see it definitely has that slime consistency. It doesn't feel super sticky right now though. I'm gonna pull it fully out here, and this is kind of what it looks like. And yeah, it's like more on the wet texture sort of side than sticky, which is definitely nice. It's not gonna stick to anything, but it's super slimy and you can really definitely pull it apart. But let's try it in the car. So I do have little kind of dust pieces all around my car. I'm gonna start with this kind of area right here. You can see there's a little bit of the crumbs that are harder to get. So let's just see if I push this on it, if they come up. I'm gonna just go over the whole thing. It's pretty simple to use. And honestly, that is getting almost all of them from what I can tell. I mean, this has only been a couple of seconds of pushing this down onto there, and I think they're definitely nice and stuck. And then on the slime itself, you can really see all of the little dust particles and crumbs that it did pick up on top of this. The only weird thing about this one is that you can't clean it or wash it or anything like that. You basically just use it over and over and kind of fold it into itself until it becomes a darker, dirtier color, and to the point where you just can't use it anymore. However, it does work super well. I think it's the best way to get little crumbs in your car. I'm gonna say this is a gotta have it. Product 5 is a product that you might have heard before, might have tried before, might have seen before, but I wanna see how well it actually works compared to not using it, and it's called Rain-X. It's supposed to repel water on your windshield so that when it rains, it's not covered in water, it just repels all the rain off. So let's try it on my windshield. For the most fair comparison, I'm gonna spray this only on the right side of my windshield right here so that we can see the difference directly on it. So let's get this spraying. Just gonna give it a nice coating on the right side. That should be good. And then it says wipe with a towel to remove the grime. So we're just gonna wipe a towel down the side of this. It also is apparently a glass cleaner, so hopefully my windshield will look cleaner from this too. And then one final wipe with the dry side of the towel right here, just to make sure it's got no streaks. That is the wet side. Let's try the other one. Get rid of all of these streaks here so that you can't even see that it was applied. And there is a pretty clear difference from where the Rain-X cuts off in terms of clean and not clean on this side. It's a little dusty. It's hard for it to come through on camera, but now we need to wait about an hour, it says, before we expose it to rain. We're not gonna wait that long, but let's move on to product 6 first, and then we'll come back to test this out again. Product number 6 is a new rear view mirror. You attach this onto your current one, and it apparently extends the vision so you no longer have blind spots. Let's get this opened up. So this is what the product actually looks like. You can see how wide that mirror actually is, and then on the back are these clips so that we can clip it. It looks like onto our current mirror. These pull down to extend onto it and fit onto there nicely. Let's bring it into the car and try it out. So first up, I'm gonna just attach this on, and then we will do a comparison of what you can see with and without it. So I think it just goes on top of your current mirror like this. Kind of got to pull them down. It might be a little bit of an awkward assembly, but we will get it on there. There we go. I've got all 4 clips onto there, and I mean, immediately I can tell it is like almost twice as wide as my other mirror, but let's see if we can do a comparison on one of the blind spots. I will say it's feeling a little bit flimsy in terms of like adjusting it onto here. I'm trying to move it around a bit to get it to the right angle for me, and it feels like it's kind of just gonna pull off, but maybe that's just part of the adjustment on it here, because now that I'm trying to pull it further, it does kind of stop there. So I think that's pretty good. And oh my God, just in my first reaction here, I mean, I can immediately tell you I see way more than my other mirror, but let me show you as well. So here is what I see from my perspective with this wide view mirror on. You can see all of the side windows right here and on this side right here, and of course the full back mirror. It looks a little blurry through the camera, but obviously not in real life. And then if I just take this off, you can see what I see without this on. You can see I get no vision of the side mirrors at all. I mean, the side mirror that you were seeing fully before is just not there on either side. And even that back mirror doesn't look like I see as much. So overall, I'll obviously still check my blind spots when I'm switching lanes, but I think this is absolutely crucial. It gives you way more vision, which how would you not want that? This is a gotta have it. Product number 7, before we go back to the Rain-X, is gonna be the Echo Auto. Now, my home is connected through Alexa in all of the rooms, so I can do things like update my to-do list, turn off my lights, turn on my lights, open and unlock the doors, all sorts of fun things. But all the time I'm in the car and want to use Alexa and I don't have one in there. So this apparently hooks up with your car. Let's check it out. So here's the actual gadget itself. It's this USB connected little box thing right here. You got like a speaker or something on the other side, and then it comes with these little stickers that you can put onto anywhere to mount it that magnetize to the actual gadget. Comes with this little adapter too to plug it in. So a couple different ways to plug it in. Let's try it in the car. So in my car, I don't have a regular USB port to plug this into, so I'm going to use a car adapter and just plug the USB directly into that, and then plug the gadget right into my port right here. And for me, I'm going to keep most of this inside a little glove compartment and mount this kind of right here, I think is the plan, because this will still close for me. So I'll stick this little mounting piece onto here, get that pushed down nice and tight, and then the gadget should just magnetize to that. Yeah, it actually holds on really tight to that. Definitely like the feeling of that. And this should close shut, and I should be good with our Alexa right here. And then immediately the Alexa device is yelling at me. It wants me to set it up in the app, and it automatically prompts it inside of the Alexa app also. So I'm just gonna go ahead with that setup. And then after a super simple setup, honestly, it was pretty much all automatic for me. I can now speak to her and ask questions, send notifications to my home, all those sorts of things. So for example, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 2:30 p.m.
And it plays right through my car. I also have something called Announce with Alexa, where all of them in our home kind of speak to each other. You can broadcast to any room. And so when I'm on the way home, I can now go, Alexa, announce I'm on the way home.
Announcing.
And although you didn't hear it, in my entire home there, it said out loud, I'm on the way home, so that everyone knows I'm about to be home. You can also use it to make phone calls and send text messages, listen to Spotify or podcasts, all of the sorts of things that Alexa could normally do for you. So overall, if you have an Alexa connected home already, or you want to have one, I'd say this is a gotta have it. Obviously, if you don't use this as your setup at home and it won't do anything valuable for you, it might be more like a mid sort of product because you can still do things in the car. All right, that Rain-X has been sitting for probably about 20 to 30 minutes. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna pour water all over the windshield and see what the difference looks like. I'm gonna splash it onto it, kind of like rain would actually be, so hopefully I don't get myself soaking wet in the process. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't know if I just didn't let it sit long enough, or maybe my windshield kind of has Rain-X like built into it a little bit, but honestly, the side without Rain-X right now has more water on it than the other one. I will say the rain pellets on it are beady, which is what is supposed to happen from the Rain-X. Maybe if I pour more water directly on the other side, we'll see a better comparison, so let me try that. One more water splash over here. So if you look super closely, you have a whole bunch of huge raindrops on this side versus kind of like small beaded raindrops on the other side. Honestly, I'm not seeing the biggest difference in the world. Let me know if I'm doing something wrong in the comments, but I'm gonna say you have to trash this one. And actually guys, after waiting about 60 seconds, I think the difference is a little bit more clear. You can definitely see the right side of the window is mostly cleared up with those small beads. And on the left side, you do see a ton of rain still, full droplets right there. So I do think it helped a little bit. It's not perfect with those beads over there, but definitely better. I'm gonna upgrade this to a mid. All of the links to the products are in the comments down below. Go check them out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.